Hey guys, so for this video, I'm going to do my best to help you understand how we calculate comparative advantage in terms of a number. How do we know which country does something more efficiently? I'm going to warn you right now though, I'm currently standing at the front of my room and I've got my laptop recording this and it is not projecting on the screen. So you're going to see me writing stuff, but I actually can't see any of it. So I'm going to try my best and hopefully I'm going to be hitting the right spots. I tried to give myself some markers. So in this scenario, we're looking at two countries, country A and country B. We're looking at two products, pineapples versus radios. And what we're looking at is the overall output of these countries in terms of what they can make. So country A could make 30 pineapples or they could make 10 radios. Country B could make 40 pineapples or they could make 40 radios. Now, if we're looking at a PPC curve, remember that's where we would look to see their possibilities in terms of what they can make. It would be technically bowed out. In this case, we're just looking at a straight line. 30 pineapples or 10 radios. How much would each one cost? So, what I'm going to have you guys do first, the first thing to do when you see a problem like this, I need to figure out the ratio of pineapples to radios. So for country A, let's see where this is going to write, I've got 30 pineapples, hey, that's pretty good, 30 pineapples to 10 radios, which then means my ratio is actually 3 to 1, right? For every pineapple, for every radio I make, I could be making 3 pineapples instead. If we look at country B, I'm going to use a different color. Country B, we're looking at 40. That is too low. 40 to 40, which basically equals 1 to 1, right? So that's 1 to 1. So for every pineapple I make, I can make a radio or vice versa. Now, in terms of the countries and their production, country B could make both pineapples and radios in greater quantities. They can make more pineapples and radios. So they have an absolute advantage in both. However, that doesn't mean that they have a comparative advantage when we compare them to country A. So let's take a look at each country and what things cost. So country A, we're going to go back to country A. They could make 30 pineapples. If they make 30 pineapples, they're not making 10 radios. So for every pineapple they make, they lose a third of a radio. Okay? So that's the 3 to 1 ratio here. For every pineapple they make, I'm going to say one pineapple equals 1/3 of a radio. Okay, one pineapple equals 1/3 of a radio. On the other side, if they made one radio, they have to give up 3 pineapples. One radio equals 3 pineapples. Okay. Country B is a lot easier because it's just 1 to 1. So we know country B, 1 pineapple equals 1 radio. It's going to cost them 1 radio. For radios, 1 radio equals 1 pineapple because it's 40 to 40, 1 to 1, right? 1 to 1 ratio. Now, here's where we start to analyze the comparative advantage. Looking at this cost in terms of pineapples, let's start there. I'm going to cover up the radios. I'm not even going to look at the radios right now. I'm just looking at pineapples. Who can make them cheaper? Country A can make 1 pineapple for 1/3 of a radio. Country B has to give up a whole radio in order to make a pineapple, which means that country A can make pineapples cheaper than country B can in this case. So this is country, wow, that was perfect. Look at that. Country A's comparative advantage is pineapples. Now, if we look at radios, cover up the pineapples, I'm not looking at it. In terms of radios, country A makes 1 radio but loses 3 pineapples. Country B makes a radio, they only lose 1 pineapple. It's cheaper for country B to make radios than it is for them to make pineapples. And I didn't really hit the mark on that one. Oops. But now we can see their comparative advantage. Country A, compared to country B, makes pineapples better. Country B, compared to country A, makes radios better. So what you're going to end up doing is using this to calculate overall comparative advantage. You're going to be doing a couple practice ones. So the front side of this next sheet you're going to do on your own, and then the back side you're going to do with a partner. And then you guys can check to see how you did.